Welcome to Couch Talk. Today we meet a woman who was engineered for success. She makes intelligence look good.
My name is Jody, and I'm a service delivery manager for Ericsson, and I'm passionate about being an engineer in the world of information, communication, and technology, being a wife, and living a healthy lifestyle.
Jody, I'm so excited to have you on the couch today.
Thank you, Cindy. So am I.
We've known each other for quite some time now, and I remember the very first time I met you was during my very first event for my website, and it was all about girl power, and I had a panel of women, and I wanted to bounce ideas off of before I really launched my business. And you were there that first day, and you've been so supportive at coming at different events. So I'm sure you're a girl's girl. And I'm particularly happy to find out that you're involved in so many amazing programs that encourage women to be in the field of engineering. Can you tell me a little bit more about those programs?
Yeah, that's right, Cindy. I am an engineer and a service delivery manager for Ericsson. And I'm quite proud to say that we have a lot of very interesting programs within this company. One in particular called The Will, which is a Women in Leadership program, which is basically a forum of engineers at Ericsson in Montreal. This is the Montreal chapter. I should mention that it started in San Jose at California in our Ericsson branch there.
Okay.
So it's a forum that basically mentors, empowers, engages, and it's certainly meant for networking as well within the company in an industry that's predominantly male. But the workshops that are given by this program are peer-to-peer kind of workshops and include everyone, all genders, and it's all about diversity and awareness and contributing to your workplace as such.
Right. And this program is Ericsson. Was there other programs? Because I know you are involved in multiple programs, correct?
Yeah, there's another one that Ericsson does sponsor called the WCT, Women in Communication and Technology, which is across Canada. Okay. There is a Quebec chapter, and Ericsson sponsors a few people each year to be part of this organization. And the goal of this organization is kind of the same. It's a place to network, to participate in workshops that really allows you to have the skills and build the skills and have the tools to work in this industry, to bring value to wherever you work.
Why do you think that there's such a discrepancy within the industry, between men and women?
Good question. I'd like to know myself. I really don't know why. I think women take up about roughly 20 to 25% of the engineering world. Numbers, of course, are getting better and better.
Right.
It's all about awareness, I think, and being a role model for the youth and for ladies to really join into this industry.
Right.
Maybe it's just it hasn't had the visibility that it should. But I think nowadays, with the way technology is going, and it's going really fast, and everyone's really a lot more aware of how things work.
And there's more funding also. I think you mentioned to me before that there are fundings or certain programs that help get these women through school.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, universities have a lot of scholarship programs for engineering to kind of encourage them into the field. So if you're a youth and you're good at math, science, and all that jazz that goes into science programs, you should really consider going into engineering. If that's your area of strength and you like problem solving, it's for you.
Right.
If you like to innovate, to create, to shape the world of tomorrow, do not hesitate.
Shape the world of tomorrow. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. Everything around us is technology, from your cell phones, which is the industry I work in, telecommunications. Imagine everything that you can do on your cell phones. that's just the beginning.
Right.
Having, machine to machines talking, being able to control everything from your phone, your tablets, cloud, iCloud. This is all the future, and this is what engineers work on.
Right.
And think of the environment as well, and the amazing things we can do to save energy and electricity. That's being an engineer.
Right. Well, you're obviously really passionate about it. How did you come to know that this was your passion?
Actually, I didn't know. Really, I had a role model, Cindy, and that was my sister. We are some years apart. I'm not allowed to say, but no, we're a few years apart, and I remember being very young, at a very young age, looking up to her, and I saw that she chose this career path, and I remember even her bringing me to the classrooms, university classrooms, just to sit with her. And I looked around, and I did notice that there weren't that many young ladies there. But I thought, wow, my sister is so cool. She's so smart. I want to be just like her. And at the time, I think she was building robots. And I was fascinated, and I wanted to be a part of it. And
Right.
because I looked up to her just so much, I just wanted to follow in her footsteps, and that's what led me to the world of engineering. And I've never looked back since then.
Very cool. It's nice when you can find a role model within your own family and your surroundings. This looking for positive female role models is what kind of led me to making this show and, to starting my business, because I felt like, just looking at the media, you didn't really have that many options. And I wanted to show a wide range of different women of different backgrounds doing really cool things in different industries. So you were the only software engineer I knew, so I'm like, oh, we must have her on the show.
Oh, it's a real pleasure to be here. And my hopes is to really inspire the youth to join this industry. And the ladies in particular, if you're good at problem solving, think about it. So thank you for allowing me to have this forum and this chat with you.
No, it's my pleasure. And, you do it so well, and you look so amazing doing it. And every time I introduce you to people, they always say, oh my God, Chick, she's so smart, as if they're so surprised. And there's kind of this stereotype,
Absolutely.
of you can't be smart and beautiful, and it's almost like you have to choose one or the other, which is obviously ridiculous. And that actually makes me think of a question that I asked you before, where I was like, what advice would you give to balance it? Like, can women have it all? And you actually gave me an interesting answer. And it made me think, it's true, why do women get that question all the time? Because in your response, you were saying that it's an interesting question because, women get asked that all the time. How do you balance life and kids and career and things like that? Men don't get that question, but they also get married and have kids and have career and all these things. So it made me think I should word that question differently. Instead of can women have it all, it would be more, what's a good tip in balancing it all? And that same tip should be useful for men and women.
Absolutely. That question is a wonderful question, and it's like the secret of life. and it's not gender specific at all. And I would say trying to have it all, so, having it all, having your career, your love life, your family life, being happy. It's kind of a myth that anybody has it all perfectly balanced. So I would say you have it all when you are fully happy with each decision you've made within each category. Family, love, career means different things to different people. People have different ambitions. So if you're like really happy with your career and you're the CEO of your own company, there's obviously concessions that you've made to get there. And that can fall into any category. Same logic applies.
Right.
So as long as you're happy with your choices, you have it all. You really have it all. And that's going to be different for you, for me, for person X, Y, or Z. And it's
for men and women.
Men and women. And men go through the same issues. It is not gender specific. But women are categorized to kind of needing to have it all in the sense that, you're a homemaker, the family, the career, and being perfect. No one has to be perfect, man or woman, and that's never going to happen.
Right.
So just be happy with your decision, and if you're not then change it, whether you're a man or a woman.
Anyway, perfection is exhausting.
It's exhausting, and it's a
Who
myth.
wants to be perfect?
Certainly not me. That's boring, isn't it?
Exactly. We can do without. Imperfections is what makes it interesting.
Absolutely, yeah.
So that being said, with imperfections and all, with everything that you've experienced, through the field and, in your personal life, what advice would you give to someone looking to follow in your footstep in being maybe a software engineer?
The advice I would give is to stay focused, keep your eye on the prize, be confident, and above all, have passion for whatever you do. Because whatever career you choose, and I do hope it's engineering, whatever career you choose, that's a lot of your time.
Right.
So make sure you're passionate about it. And if you're not passionate about it, think about doing something else and exploring other options. So I would say in a nutshell, that would be the advice I would give.
And is that the same advice you would give to your younger self? Knowing what you know now, what would you say to your younger self?
Knowing what I know now, I would say to my younger self, well, be more confident because exactly, you don't have to be perfect. You're not going to be a know-it-all. And if you don't know something, chances are the person sitting next to you doesn't know either.
Right.
And that's okay. Ask questions. Sit at the table. That's very important. So I would say to myself, be a little bit more confident and keep your eye on the prize, stay focused.
Right. I find it interesting that you say ask questions because I was reading this thing about why women are less likely to be promoted. And the article was saying that women in the workplace often are not as outspoken as the men, and they keep great ideas to themselves, or they don't want to disrupt the peace. And I don't know if it's a confidence thing or if it's just that we don't want to be known as like the B word that I won't say, or we don't want to disrupt. Yeah. So women tend to
hold back.
They hold back. They don't make demands. They don't demand for more money.
Yeah.
The only way to get a promotion is if you ask for it, right?
That's true.
So I agree with that women need to speak up more, and I find it kind of odd that these days this is still happening.
Yeah, it's getting better and better, but it's definitely like an innate behavioral issue that we have. We don't necessarily shout on rooftops what our accomplishments are, and doing that does get you places.
Right.
Kind of showing off what you've done and what your skills
being
are.
proud.
Being proud. We don't do that. We don't ask questions because maybe we think, well, I should know that. We're hard on ourselves.
Right.
We shouldn't be that hard on ourselves. Men or women. There are some men who are shy, who hold back as well. And, don't be shy. Ask questions. If you're truly interested, you truly want to be engaged, who cares what everyone thinks? And most likely, they have the same questions.
Right.
We have to realize that.
Oh, I agree. So if someone were to take key points from this conversation, I would say that they should be an engineer. There's a lot of programs. Go for it.
Yeah. It's an advantage to be an engineer nowadays.
Right. But also, which would go in any field, is to be confident, I would say.
Yeah.
Confident and speaking up for what you want and your ideas, and let people hear you.
Yeah, and that's all, especially in engineering, it's all about innovation and thinking out of the box to bring value to whatever you're working in, to changing the world. And if you're always holding back, then you can't get out those amazing ideas.
Right.
So you need to do that.
Just go for it. And there's no such thing as perfection. So what is there to fear, right?
Exactly. Get rid of the fear.
Right.
That's it.
Well,
that's holding you back.
On that amazing note, I'd say, for anyone watching, that's the key point. Get rid of the fear.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, Jody, thank you so much for being here on the couch with us today. And continue the amazing work that you're doing in mentoring these young girls to be involved in these programs. And Ericsson sounds like an amazing company to work for.
Absolutely. It is.
Very cool. So thank you. And thank you to you guys for joining us on another episode of Couch Talk. So get rid of the fear, and we will see you next time on Couch Talk.
wish to see you, wish to see you. Many are the colors, wish to see you, wish to see you. Many are the colors, wish to see you, wish to see you. Many are the colors, wish to see you, wish to see you. Many are the colors, wish to see you, wish to see you. Many are the colors.